Charles Darwin is surprising. I thought the New Zealand boss would be someone like Lucas the Fourth. Evolution theory, right? I'm not shocked. I just completely forgot about that. He'd be B tier. Yeah. I mean that sounds about right. Honestly, since Cat Clan Heroes really isn't a generalist, and like it or not, X-Skull's tier list largely benefits generalists, not necessarily specialists like Cat Clan Heroes. But yeah, I actually really like Terun's talents. Having such a low cooldown and cheap cost, while having a pretty high amount of even general DPS, kind of wild. I'll probably do the math here in a minute. I say me. I'll have chat do the math because I trust them enough while I play the game. But her DPS with even just level 30 and 30% savage blow chance without the strong against is still good. Terran talents sound amazing. I mean, all okay. So wave immunity would have been nice yesterday, or not yesterday, 2 days ago. Would be nice to have now, but I have to wait 6 weeks because this is Ian, not JP. But whatever. So what? It's wave immune, savage blow chance, and what was the other one? Was there another one? I think there was. That's philosopher. I'm not a philosopher. Like I like philosophy, but I highly doubt I've done anything philosophical on stream. Also, I always forget just how stupid Cats of the Cosmos becomes. How many moles is that? It's just 2, but they're doing a surprising amount. The head's dead though, so. But yeah, and then since talents are talents, you can also boost Terran's damage and defense by an extra 20% if you really wanted to. Like Terran's just good. She gets roughly a 37% attack boost with Savage Blow and attack up maxed. That's considering both. Yeah. And I mean her damage was already fine because generally it's about 4k at level 30, not including the Savage Blow. So Savage Blow would multiply that by, well, with 30% chance it would be 1.6, so it would be a little bit more than 50%. So it would be like at level 30, more than somewhere between 6 and 7,000 DPS. And no, I did not mean to make a 6-7 joke, but considering her cooldown and her survivability, and that's her general DPS on Terran, between 6 and 7,000 at 430 standing range, she's really good. The new cooldown ability for the enemies is really cool. I think it's stupid because imagine we get that on like literally anything else. imagine it becomes an enemy ability that isn't a boss, like a boss that you'll only see once or twice throughout the entire game. Like, imagine it's on literally any enemy that appears 5 times minimum. I think, like, it's going to be, like, it's a cool thing, but it should not happen more than once throughout the game, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the whole, like, so what? Any unit it hits, it lowers, or it decreases, what does it do again? Like, it sets their cooldown back by like 50% or something like that. It's gonna be annoying to deal with for sure. It'll discourage using Ubers or anything with long cooldown. It halves cooldown progress. Yeah. So that's gonna be annoying on literally anything that has a longer cooldown. Which, by the way, it's alien. It's an alien sage. So if you want to use, you know, soap against it, you're not going to be able to stack up many soaps. You want to use Ubers against it? I'm pretty sure its LD hits up pretty fucking far on its second hit because it has a 2-hit multi-hit. It's he, because it's Charles Darwin. He also has Cursing Curse Immune. Yeah. So I now understand why they were giving Elemental Pixies Curse Immune. Except making him Curse Immune is... I hate it, because I understand... We'll see how it goes, right? Because, like, if he's a super difficult boss, then I'll be like, okay, well, it's stupid that he has Curse Immune, because it's hard enough as is to curse an alien. Let alone, you know, get a constant curse on them. But if he's not that bad, then it's fine. It all depends on, like, the actual thing. But I'll still criticize, probably. My allergies are killing me. I really hope Cats of the Cosmos 3 doesn't give me too much shit. And I'm really glad I got Terrune, specifically because I'm still on Cats of the Cosmos. I say still. It still hasn't been 2 months since I started this. I just got a 1-minute ad, so I missed on some stuff you said. Sorry. I can't completely get rid of ads. Because it's either anytime somebody joins a stream, they watch an ad, or every 30 minutes you watch an ad. And the main reason why I do it this way is because sometimes people lag since they're on their phones and stuff. So I don't want refreshing to completely make you have to watch another ad every time. So I just, you know. And plus, if somebody leaves for a second, comes back, like, I just don't. That's an annoyance that I don't want. Plus, newcomers joining in, first thing they see is an ad. I don't feel like rushers aren't affected too much by delay because at least they die fast. Yeah, they'll probably die in like 1 hit. So, like, yeah. That does make sense. All it really does is hinder stacking. Like, in reality, that's all it really does. Because I don't think meat shields will really be effective. Like, tanking. Stacking and tanking. Those are going to be the two things that are hindered by that on Charles Darwin. Just use Can, bro? You telling me to use Can on an account that I don't have Can on? Great advice. Anyways. Tetsukachi got a true form. Oh, or is getting a true form. I don't think it's enough. Because, like, whenever I think of a tank, right? I think of, yeah, their damage is good. Most tanks, I feel like, have a good enough damage set that allows for them to be justifiable to use over just meat shielding and stuff like that, right? Tetsukachi only tanks. I hope the ability is used sparingly. Me too. Because, like, it sounds like it'll be so annoying if used on anything other than, like, a major boss. My Uber carrying? Like, what? Okay, I literally have to Uber carry. He loves game design. Just wait till I have to use specials only, because I'm gonna lose. I do not have high enough level specials. I do not have talented specials. I do not have good specials. So... later on, I'll have to deal with that, but hopefully not today. Hopefully. But I mean, as much as I love Tetsukachi, right? He's just not gonna be good. he's just not gonna be good. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but he's just not gonna be like he's just a tank. That's all he is. Even in true form, he's just a tank. What do you think about Terran's talents? I already talked about this, but I think they're great. I think they're fantastic even. I love them. I'm gonna be repeating a lot, I assume, so that's fine. I am perfectly fine with that. Because what else does does Tetsukashi gain anything? Like he gains a little bit of stats. I forgot we were talking about Tetsu for a second. Holy ADHD, that's perfectly fine. I'm trying to think about what he got because he got okay. So his dodge became 20% instead of 10%. His HP and damage got increased a little bit. What else? Yeah, plus 10% are the most important stats. A bit of speed? That's right, more speed. But I feel like Tetsu's main problem before is that he just doesn't have enough of like he doesn't have enough effect while he's on the field. Like he just doesn't have any impact. He's just there. And like I understand for a tank you're taking damage, right? Like that makes sense. But most of the time you don't really need a tank that's just there. He doesn't status, he doesn't do any of that. All he does is tank. And so like it's almost like he's just a glorified mage shield. Like his damage isn't the worst, but it's barely there. It's barely not. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I hate to see his true form be kind of mediocre as fuck. What is the tank supposed to do then? Uh, damage? Anything with less than 200 range should have at least 6k DPS. Am I crazy for thinking that? Bro has like 4k. At level 30, I should specify. Is it really not the worst if that's why he is so bad? I mean, well, here's the thing, right? He is like he's not that bad. I'm just giving like he's just not gonna be used over anything else. Other tanks do have good damage, to be fair. Exactly, because you can't really compare him to mid-range tanks because, well, to be fair, his HP is much worse. Like his base HP is much worse than the average tanks, but he does have dodge, so it is excusable. Speaking of tanks with bad DPS, Hades Ultra Talents, all he got was cost down and surge immune. God forbid somebody gets a good benefit from Ultra Talents. Like, why is it so 50-50? Bro, they didn't even have the gall to give him a third Ultra Talent. Like, Hades isn't busted. You're going to give Amaterasu, already one of the best Almighties, strengthen as one of an Ultra Talents. But they don't even want to give Hades a third Ultra Talent? Like, bro. Unless I'm wrong and I saw the wiki wrong. Really thought he was going to get strong versus Relic? Me too. Also, hello, Queen. Welcome, welcome. I say welcome, welcome. Hello, hello is what I really meant. Almighties usually get good Ultra Talents, so I feel bad for Hades. I know Anubis got great Ultra Talents. Amaterasu got great Ultra Talents. Aphrodite got screwed. Aphrodite did get screwed on Ultra Talents as well. But who else? Have any of the rest of them actually gotten Ultra Talents? I don't think Poseidon has he? I know he has talents. I don't think Ultra Talents, though. Like, it's kind of 50-50 with the Almighties. I have 2 weeks left until I graduate college. You're graduating college? Damn. I still have another year before I graduate high school. That's crazy. Ganesha has some great Ultra... That's right, Ganesha. That's so right. I'm so old. No, I'm just young. Probably one of the youngest people to do this kind of thing. Surge Immune is still pretty good, just not standard for Ultra Talents. Like, it's fine, but he's a tank already. What Surge is going to be killing Hades in the first place? Especially on Relics, because apparently he's meant to be an anti-Relic with his normal talents. Sorry, off track again, but the new Sue skin in Marvels is cute. I don't. There's a new Sue skin. I have not been keeping up with Rivals much. I need to. I need to play it more. If I need to, I mean I want to. Surge-based Surge, that's like relevant and like not a lot of Uncanny Legends. And I still don't think Hades would be that great because he would just get hit by the Surge base itself. Which, by the way, the Surge base has single targeting. So it will hit whatever's in front, which Hades might. It's a 20% chance to weaken for 1 second on Hades. Isn't there also a slow? Which is useless, but isn't there also a slow? Like, Hades having the most HP in the game, it was such a missed opportunity with him. Like, they fucked him up. They fucked him they fucked him up real good. He's like borderline useless. I feel so bad for the guy. I feel like a tank with the most HP in the game. Absolutely insane. Oh, that's what Tarun's other talent was. Barrier Breaker. Alright, Tetsu, I want to see some good usage here. Yes, sir, Tetsu. Can't even one-shot a dog. Yes, sir, Tetsu. W. Attack? Okay. Come on, Tetsu. Prove to me that you're not useless. Prove to me that you are worth it. Oh, fuck, Bahamut. Because Tetsu doesn't have his speed buff yet. Well, he's an anti-alien tank that already got knocked back. To be fair, strength and bear is annoying as hell. Why are you underestimating Surge enemies? I'm underestimating Surge relics. Because what relics actually surge? I know there's that Magamojo, whatever. There's the relic duck, right? I guess it helps him with counter surge? He's a generalist tank though. Clearly his talents disagree. But it's also like, what surge are you using him against? Like, Cappy? No. You're not using him against Cappy. You're not using him against Saint Dober. You're not using him against behemoths. So, the owl and relic duck. You're not using him against... What the fuck? There's not a lot of surge enemies. There really are not a lot of them. Don't let his shit normal talents define him. Well, then I'm not. I'm just listing all the things that he also fails against. Outside of his supposed niche. You tell me, other than Surge Base, what Surge does he work against? Because Surge Base is too RNG for it to really even be a consistent, hey, you know, he deals with this, because he doesn't. Like, Surge Base is just one of those things where RNG has a lot to do with it. I mean, I guess he could be used for Cappy Jr. I really don't know, though, because, correct me if I'm wrong, he just gets destroyed by the alien kangaroos. Is there a different restriction on right now? I feel like I've overused this line. Oh yeah, it's a different one. I'm gonna go back. I don't want to be using this lineup. But yeah, because like Whenever it comes to tanks, I feel like Surge Immune just doesn't help. Because if the Surge is enough to kill your tank, then the tank's just going to get killed by the base attack anyways. Because instead of tanking the Surge, instead of tanking the base hit and the Surge, you're tanking the base hit. So assuming that it's a 1v1 between the tank and a Surge enemy, all you're doing is doubling his effective HP. All it does is double how long he lasts, assuming it's a 1v1. Most of the time it's not. And also, a lot of the time, if you want to say anything about Aku's, they have Death Surge. Which means that the Surge Immune will barely actually do anything to him until the enemy dies. If you use both his Orb Slots on defensive versus Aku, he's useful there. But like, what do you mean usable? Tanking Aku is never a good idea. Which, by the way, you mentioned Hades earlier when we were talking about tanks. Bro has 7k DPS, and people shit on his damage. Like, at level 30, he has 7k DPS. Tetsu has 4. So, just to reiterate how low Tetsu's damage is. But Kai, the only reason why Kai is an exception is because she has guaranteed shield pierce. Guaranteed. Meaning that, and then she also has enough damage in one hit to, 1 or 2 shot most Akus. So she doesn't actually have to tank them for long. Hades cannot relate. He would have to tank them for ages because he would never be able to kill them. Surge enemies like Red Energy and St. Dober have multi-level surges, so the tank has effectively 3 to 4 times more HP with the immunity. I guess that's fair. He would work against Red Energy. He would work against... Would he work against St. Dober? I guess he could. Because I forgot about the fact that he's actually immune to things like knockback and stuff like that. And so, in that case, he does work as a tank quite well. But again, they're mostly not alone. Like, that's the main thing with the game now, is that, like, for tanks are just punished so much because of how often they're paired with other shit. Or enemies, how often enemies are paired with other shit that the tank doesn't necessarily do well with. Hades has 960k HP at level 60. I mean, 1,000,000 general HP is crazy, right? Like, he's good, don't get me wrong. I still think that they are not... Honestly, they're some of the worst Ultra Talents. Giving him... Just slapping Surge Immune on him with cost down. I mean, he costs 3,200 now, but his recharge time is still long. You know what I mean? Like, his recharge time is still Almighty's level. So, that's why it's really nice when tanks target multiple traits. Exactly, like Tetsukachi. Hades doesn't target shit. Nor does he provide anything other than damage or a solid wall. Which, I say solid wall. He has 2 knockbacks, so he's not quite a solid wall. He's not perfect. I'd mention his toxic immunity, but that doesn't help with his Ultra Talents. Also, I just lost that? How strong are... Oh, wait, it's because I haven't been getting all the treasures, huh? What treasures am I missing? He'll work well with Cat Clan. That's why their Ultra stuff came in the same update. I don't think Battle Cats does what you think they do with that. And what do you mean he'll work well with Cat? Callie, I don't get why you're saying he'll work well with Cat Clan. Cat Clan's weekend has not changed. All you're saying is that they'll work together because of the weekend. First of all, Cat Clan is not the only weekend unit in the game. Second of all, the weekend has not changed. We already talked about this in the Discord. That interaction between those two has not changed. If anything, it's bad if you actually got the weakened talent on Hades, because then his weaken would overwrite the Cat Clan heroes weaken on against relics. Just saying. Is this the stage Tetsu did well in? Yep. I'm aware of that much. I think you're just coping for Cat Clan and Hades. Oh, I should have been spawning shit. My bad. Wait, what the fuck hit her? What the fuck hit Terran to start knocking her? Did the Sheep Balian hit her? I just like tanks. I love tanks. And I've used Hades actually a decent amount. Just not in endgame. And not against Surges. I never even considered using him against a Surge user. Hackman is one of the worst Ultra forms in my opinion. And that's mostly because he started off base without much of an advantage. Like, I think he's on the same level as maybe some of the Iron Legion Ultra forms. If you, I mean, I don't know if people like those or not, but I got Emma to level 55 just so Dioramos could tank better. What the fuck does Emma have anything to do with Dioramos? And plus, that's not because she's a tank. That's because she has weaken. So that has nothing to do with whatever. How strong are... I hate aliens, bro. Because, like, tell me why aliens are only strong in Cats of the Cosmos. Like, this is literally the strongest you ever see aliens in the game. Is throughout Cats of the Cosmos. Why? Like, I mean, it makes sense because you're in the cosmos, but, like, this was... Cats of the Cosmos Chapter 3 was made at the same time as Dogu Maru. The beginning of UL. You do not see in an unstarred, in an uncrowned stage, you do not see stronger aliens anywhere except for maybe against Puffsleep, but I don't even think that's true because Puffsleep, I don't think, is balanced around Chapter 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. What if I just do this? Better HP lets her actually get attacks without getting knocked back. I guess. At least Cat Clan heroes do more DPS than Air. At least Air has 400 range. Cat Clan heroes did not solve their main problem, which was range. Their crit isn't any more consistent. Like, it's Cat Clan heroes is a huge missed opportunity as well. They could have given those bitches like a 20% crit rate. They could have made the crit actually worth something. I know it's based off of the low chance for a critical hit in a video game or whatever, but they should have done something with it so it's not just an inconsistent thing where every time you see it, you're like, woohoo, he did a tiny amount of extra damage. I feel like Gauss crit. Gauss crit is actually good though. Because, what is it? I want to say it's like 5%, which isn't good, but it's actually a higher chance than Cat Clan heroes. And plus, Gao is an actual anti-metal, essentially. In modern ZL stages, the aliens got buffed further, just like everything else, but they don't feel stronger due to how much stronger you are. That's true. To be fair, aliens have been power crept to hell and back, so that is a fair point. Speaking of aliens, we got an alien sage. Good old Charles Darwin is an alien. Gao has the same crit chance as Preacher Form Sakura Sonic. Yeah, but Cat Clan Heroes has the same chance as Cat Clan Heroes, which is 3%. Like, Gao's crit is still more reliable than Cat Clan Heroes, even though it's still not that great. Just because Gao gets a crit every other minute doesn't make him a viable anti-metal. The only reason why I said that is because, first of all, he can essentially tank metals because he's strong against them, and second of all, he can one-shot. Cat Clan Heroes can't relate. Cat Clan Heroes isn't gonna one-shot anything with their crit, but Gao can. He can one-shot Cyclone. He can one-shot Seals. He can one-shot, even if they're boosted. He can do that. So I feel like that gives him the title, kind of like Lufalan, right? Even though it's not necessarily you should go off of something you should go off of. If there is a stage with strong metals, it is absolutely a strat to just use them and hope to get lucky. Absolutely. Jesus? The fuck you mean Jesus? Am I wrong? Oh, well, that went real well, huh? Give me a sec. Fucking Bahamut, bro. Just not getting warped. W Bahamut. Cat Clan Heroes Ultra Form does one shot 260% Sir Metal Steel now. That's because of level 60! it's, sure, I'll give that to you, I guess. But they're not living against metals. Gao still has a strong against it with them. Start praying to him, you'll need it. 5% on Gao actually isn't that bad. I've used him before for such a thing. And I'll tell you what, it's better than relying on fucking Cameraman. Oh yeah, I guess Explosion would carry out the crit, huh? I forgot about that. Thank God Bahamut hit the right thing. But I think I'm fucked. Let's go, hit the right... Let's go. Being limited to these shits as my meat shields is so stupid. Baki is the only 5% crit unit I would somewhat rely on. Uber unit, to be clear. I meant occasionally. And plus, I never said rely on. I said there is a strat that could be done to rely on them. Obviously, it's not going to be your only fucking critter. Y'all are so dumb. Y'all have never heard of an alternative strategy in your lives. Goddamn. Hating on me just because Mighty Lord Gao actually works. I've done it. I know from experience. He works. Why y'all hating? I like to use Little Island for crits. Little Island's just weak and expensive. How do I beat this stage more consistently? Because this is stupid. I hate special restrictions. Oh, I can just use Eraser. Am I an idiot? My Eraser's not a good level, bro. Are you just not supposed to be able to meat shield? What do I do here? I beated Bahamut. Cool. Lasvos has strat. The difference is that My Lord Gao doesn't die as easily. And plus, like I said, he's not your only fucking win condition. You used Lasvos against Baja Blast? Bro isn't even Explosion immune. How the fuck did you use him to beat him? Okay, cat combo doesn't count when it comes to what we're talking about. We were talking about Lasvos as a unit, not Lasvos as a combo. Welcome to the stream, though. Come on, Tetsu. Fucking hell, bro. God damn it, Tetsu. It's not like I didn't level him. He just sucks. I'm so glad Bahamut made the effort to break the elephant's barrier, even though I had 2 barrier breakers right next to him. So do I just lose? Because God forbid I want to tank aliens. And by that I mean both my elemental pixies are only good at tanking. Good. But if Lazvos as a unit wasn't bad, he wouldn't be in the bad guys combo. That's not how that works. God forbid you grind treasures. Callie, what the fuck do you think I'm trying to rebeat the stage for? This is literally the only one I don't have. This is literally the don't have. What do you mean? What do you mean? I only have 5. I don't want to use. Fuck it. I hate this stage. I hate this game. Anyways. Treasures. We love treasure grinding. I'll have to grind CPUs this Friday. Because I've never done that before on this account. So I'm behind on that. I don't want to use all my CPUs because I'm going to have to use them for the cat mask as well. And for the special only stages in Cats of Cosmos, but I don't think I'm making it to those since I've been live for 40 minutes and I'm barely even made progress in the beginning of Cats of Cosmos. Also, you were telling me how to get starred alien treasures. Starred alien treasures, to my knowledge, do not affect base aliens. So starred alien treasures will literally not help me against that fuck-ass bear. CPUs are easy enough to grind whenever you actually remember to on a Friday. That's the only day you can grind CPUs. I can't wait till they did what they did to cat fruits to everything else. Which I doubt will happen, but maybe. They are easy to grind, and it is my fault I haven't grinded them, to be fair. I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. But I mean, cat fruits started off as something that was only an everyday thing. So maybe... Or like a day-to-day thing, not an everyday thing, but a day-to-day thing. So maybe. Or maybe they'll make it to where you can actually grind them on weekends. I doubt it, but it would be so nice. Especially with golden CPUs. At a weekend stage that lets you grind them all, that would be so sick. That'd be so sick. What else happened in 15.3? I didn't really look at the other changes that they did. All I looked at was the units and the enemies. I didn't really look at anything else. I'm trying to think. Because they talented Terran. They ultra formed Cat Clan heroes. They true formed Tetsukachi. Oh! We could talk about Darwin as a unit, or we could talk about Dark Lunos. I completely forgot about Dark Lunos, and I think You know, me forgetting about him, I think, kind of says enough about him. He's kind of mid. I mean, to be fair, that's what we thought whenever we first looked at Lunos. Or at least me. That's what I thought whenever I first looked at the original Lunos as well. Darwin as a unit, though, yet another Sage boss that targets Angel. So maybe it's kind of like Uncanny Legends, where like the ones like the final boss is going to be an Angel Sage. So like the ones you accumulate on the way are supposed to help you with it. I doubt it though. I think there's just going to be an Angel Sage at some point, like a major Angel Sage. You know, it doesn't target Angel though. Yeah, but 2 out of the 3 is pretty fucking. You know, Socrates literally only targets Angel, and then Charles here now targets Angel as well. To be fair, it is triple targeting, but none of them have targeted like Aku, Relic, Traitless, or anything. 2 out of 3 also target red. Yeah, but we already have a red sage. Nah, they're not gonna do another one. So you can use that as, to be fair, 2 out of the 3 target red. Okay, and we have a red sage boss. So honestly, that serves my point better. Because now we have historical evidence that it's happened before where we've had 2 out of the 3. So we get, you know, 2 out of 3 targeted trait that has a Sage boss according. So, this guy's not gonna die, is he? Why did I spawn fucking Nezuko? How much HP? Barog's not a W. Bro didn't even get knocked back? No, there's no way. There had to have been another boss in there. Never mind. I guess I just need to meat shield the fucking Tarun better? No, I know what to do. You're literally forced to Uber carry on this shit. I don't want to hear anything. Well, I say that. I mean, I could use Island. I could use Dark Laser. Neither of them will be better than anything else. Like, as much as I like the restrictions, I wish that they didn't highly encourage using and relying on Ubers. Because, like, most of the aliens that you're given at this point are rares and super rares. Almost none of them are special or normal. And so, you kind of just fucked. Do you have talented Dark Laser? No. I have Dark Laser though, but I don't have them talented. Nor do I want to use all of that, because in order to make Dark Laser good, you have to spend NP on the attack up. Honestly, defense up is kind of useless because they kind of just die anyways. But then the wave is also something you would kind of consider, at least. Calling laser him is funny. Tabby, do you have to join the streams just to disagree with something I say? Every time you talk in this chat, it's to disagree with something I say. Like, I don't care. It's a fucking cat. That's the whole point? I hate your point then, because that's stupid. God forbid somebody enjoy something. Not stacking Barg before base hit is crazy. Bitch, I don't need it. I'm stacking Tarun, the superior Uber, in this specific stage. Wait, does that mean... Wait, now that Tarun has talents, what do we think Dahlia-san talents are gonna be? Whenever that comes out. Because, like, whenever Dahlia-san first came out, we were like, oh my god, we can't even imagine him getting a true form because he's already so good. And then he got a true form and he's kind of been used less and less. Uh, but what are his talents gonna be? Even more Savage Blow chance? I mean, that's kind of basic, but probably. That'll probably be the case. But, like, what else? Maybe a longer slow for some reason? Maybe... What else would... Survival Lethal Strike, maybe? Probably? I don't know about probably. What if he gets a strengthen? That'd be kind of busted. I'm gonna be so real. It's not the starred aliens that make Cats of the Cosmos hard. It's not the starred aliens that make it hard. It's the fuck-ass normal aliens that are still boosted to hell and back. Persimmon? I could see it. New targeting wouldn't be bad. It would actually be pretty good. But floating and angel are already really good traits to target. I don't know another trait to target that would be better than those. Like, what are you gonna do? Make him an anti-trait list? Like, no, that just doesn't make sense. Maybe an anti-relic? I feel like Dragon Emperors tend to target relic with talents and stuff, kind of like Sodom. So maybe, and I feel like that wouldn't be too bad, just not probably better than the floating targeting. I feel like that'd be good. I don't know, there's some units where Pono is just like decides to make them great with their like give them great talents even though they're already a great unit. There's some units that are terrible with terrible talents, and then there's some terrible units that get amazing talents. Like, it's kind of hard to predict what Ponos will do with a unit. Vars, Sodom, I guess not Megadora, because that's, no, Megadora, yeah, Megadora targets Relic. So, I think, am I wrong? Putting back my urge to talk about Ganglion. Ganglion got fuck-ass talents. Megadora got Relic targeting and Ultra talents. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, so that, well, that's still another Dragon Emperor 2 target Relic. At some point, is kind of my point. By the way, Hawlucha, seeing your name, you know, it's obviously a Pokemon name. Are you interested? Are you like actually into Pokemon at all? Like, I'm just curious because I did yesterday start a Platinum series. And so I'm just wondering if you're interested. Oh wait, I don't need this lineup for this anymore. I wanted to catch the Platinum stream, but had a ton of schoolwork. Aw, that's alright. Having somebody consistently be there for my Platinum streams will make them so much more fun, because God knows what I would do without a chat whenever I do one of those streams. Let's talk about Growing Red. Nah, that's outdated. Growing Red's outdated. Probably pop up next time if I'm free. Sounds good. You don't even know the custom rules I said. You don't even know the overlay that I made specifically for Pokemon stuff. I don't even know if my overlay looks good. Like, I think it looks good. But I don't know if it's, you know. I'm not for sure. It's April Fool's and Ponos thought it would be funny to give me Dark Phono. Yeah, it's so funny. Ponos, April Fool's Day, give me like something. I'm not doing any rolls, but give me something somehow. No way I'm losing the stage. No way Seafarer is that weak. All it takes is 2 waves for a Seafarer to get knocked back. Okay. 3. I stand corrected. Hello, Fenrix. I'm not gonna repeat what you said in that first one just because that would be cringe. Fenrix, first of all, since when do you say anything? Second of all, since when do you say what you gooning to? Himiyuri is also in a set with units that get relic targeting with talents, and she also does slow against floating an angel. What does that have anything to do with anything? Give brain work. Shh. Yes, but shut up. Okay. I finally took Callie's advice and treasure grinded. Even though Callie told me that advice in the midst of me trying to get treasures. That was probably one of the funniest moments in terms of chat and me interacting. Because that really goes to show just how little y'all pay attention to the gameplay until I start talking about it. They changed SOL, UL, ZL unit drop chances to 30%. Oh. That's cool. Might save a few CPUs? Probably not. CPUs are hard to truly save in this game, considering I'm using them in fucking Cats of the Cosmos. And by the way, this stage is further proving my point earlier where I said Cats of the Cosmos isn't even difficult because of starred aliens. It's entirely the unstarred aliens that give me shit. And this stage, these stages that I've been struggling with today, are proving my point exactly. Hope Gunderos gets a true form soon. Probably will. Because he came in the same batch as Tetsukachi, right? Because, well, no, he was the batch after, right? So it might still be a while. Because the Dragon Emperor that was with Tetsukachi was the fish. So it was the batch after. Yeah. So it might still be a while before he gets a true form. I wish I could get Soap Cat. Soap would be so nice. I'm just hoping to God at this point. How long is this penguin gonna live? My cat bit me. Charlie bit me. Okay, now things are dying. Thank God. W Tarun. Tarun's going to be carrying me throughout this game. Did that bear just refuse to get knocked back after a housewife savage blow? I hate aliens, and specifically Cats of the Cosmos. Because let's be real, nowadays aliens are power crept. Back then, not really. Oh, it didn't even give me a treasure. Whatever. Shouldn't be about 67 months. Gondros has to wait for Tomo, Pegasa, and Akechi. Should, yeah. I understand that. Yeah. I wonder what Tomo true form will be like. Because that'll probably, like, relatively set the standard for what true forms will look like for Conjure Ubers. Back before the times where every anti-alien below 4,000 costs were exclusively pixies. Yeah. Tomo isn't a Conjure Uber? Oh! I got her confused with Pegasa. Sorry, my bad. I meant Pegasa. I meant Pegasa. I wonder. I completely forgot about Toma because technically she's a collab. She's not in Fest. She's with Monscow. So I completely forgot about her. But yeah. Ravenous Cherry got a new 3-slot medium resist combo with Cadaver Bear Cat and Chief Cat. Well, at that point, you're only benefiting Cherry because Cadaver Bear does not resist and Chief Cat does not resist. Neither of those resist, so that really won't help. If it was with Shigong, then I would be like, okay, yeah, that's sick. But that takes up an extra slot for that to be actually useful. And I don't think resist combos are good enough to justify using that. At least not in most scenarios. You say Pegasa? There's no pizzazz to it though. Pegasa. I like Pegasa more. Makes it a little more fancy, you know? It's good synergy because anti-zombie, no? It's good, but that means that you're using 3 slots for the combo, which you can then use with Shigong, but then that means you can't use many research combos. The best way to use Shigong for zombies is research. Because then it's not just against zombies that he's benefited on. What a perfectionist, Jesus. I'm just saying a 3-slot combo where the only one in the combo that benefits is Ravenous Cherry. There's like, who's the other one? Chief and Cadaver Bear? That's kind of overkill. Like, zombies are so easy to beat nowadays, and if you're using 3 slots just for that, I mean, I guess if it's like zombie outbreaks, you can use that to benefit both Shigong and Soap. Of course, Ubers would add a lot more to that list, but assuming no Ubers, you could benefit those two. And then maybe you could use like a research small for the last 2 slots to make Shigong a little bit better. Or maybe a research up in if you have one of those Ubers. I don't know. You're asking for way too much? All I'm saying is I'm not asking for too much. I'm saying it's unnecessary. It's not that good. I actually struggled on Egg Nebula quite a lot back in the day. I think I ended up LD stacking on the Baba. Yeah, I'm not LD stacking in Cats of the Cosmos. Thanks. The value might go up if Cherry's true form makes a much better anti-zombie. That is true. That is fair. Yeah. I could see that. Cherry's build is weird because isn't their damage low-key terrible? It's 25% more effective HP. And if you use a research combo, if you use 2 small research combos, so you know, Biobone, Bony Hazard, whatever, that combination, then that increases Shigong's usability by, dare I say, 50%? Nah, it's probably not 50%, but it's by a lot. Probably comparable to, it's probably a comparable difference to the resistant effect up. And then the research combo would also affect other things, and it doesn't require an Uber. So I'm just saying, like, you're probably not going to use that combo a lot. Or at all. Like, it's cool. When Ravenous Cherry, like Halucha said, gets a true form, it might be much more beneficial. But as of right now, or if there's like more major zombie stages in the future. But as of right now, Arost is the only major zombie, and I'm not even convinced anti-zombies are good against Arost. Or Ultrich, sorry. What about the cost problems in zombie stages? If you're just spamming Shigong, then that's not a problem. Because Shigong can basically solo every zombie in the game, except for Lord Gravy. Lord Gravy and Miss Haka. Those are the only 2 zombies that Shigong can't just handle on his own with Shigong spam. When is the female unit tier list coming out? I already did that a long time ago. I know this is a bit, but I know you're doing this as a bit, but I literally did that. New Legend ain't got anything special to it. Damn. What do you mean New Legend? Like the New Legend unit or the New Legend boss? Because the New Legend boss actually does have something new to it. But the unit itself does not, unfortunately. Which is weird. They made a whole new gimmick for the boss, but they didn't even try to make the unit itself special. Death Shunt is actually sort of a problem too. I think it warrants a mention. What the fuck is Death Shunt? Zombie Dog? I haven't even seen it. So that's why I don't know about it. What the... Luminalia gotta be A tier? Nova probably around that tier? What? The unit has Curse, that's kind of unique. Against... What? Red, Angel, and what was the other one? Was it Alien? Is it Red, Angel, and Alien? Zomboner. What a name. If it is Curse against Alien, that's good. If it's Curse against Red, that's useless. If it's, well, except for Red Energy, I guess. If it's Red again, if it's Surge Curse against Angel, I guess it can be fine. Hello, Gagapa. Oh, I don't have any critters on me. Fuck. Pastry? I don't like Baker Cat. I don't like pastry. It's slow, it's hard to use in a lot of scenarios. Can be fine though. Darwin really is mid, huh? I mean, it's like a tank, right? Like, it's one of the few tanks we get in terms of legend units. And it's fine. How would they translate reducing cooldown progress into a unit? Messing with enemy spawn timers could have game-breaking potential. I'm not saying that they should turn that into a cat unit ability. Absolutely not. I'm saying that they didn't really give him much special. It doesn't have any pizzazz, you know, it doesn't have anything unique. Like, it doesn't have, like, honestly, since it came from an alien boss, I wouldn't look past it having warp. Like some sort of warp or, you know, something that makes it special, you know what I mean? Like it's not really anything it's not fun. It's not a fun unit. I feel like I called the next stage boss being alien, I don't know where though. You probably did. The only reason why I called Angel or Black is because of, you know, themes, but since they did an alien one, that means that it kind of opens the corner to doing literally any trait. But I'm willing to bet one of them in the future is going to be Angel. That is a large bet that I would be willing to do. I don't think that's gonna happen for cats. I know, but like it just sucks seeing an underwhelming legend unit in ZL. But maybe their true forms will be different. What do I? What am I? Oh, critter. I do really like the design though. Gray evolutionary image. I do love it. It doesn't make sense that it goes from human to, like, it starts out with human at the top. Well, I guess it doesn't start out. It starts with the turtle. Wasn't it like a monkey and then a human? That's not how evolution works. You, reptiles didn't turn into humans, but that's besides the point. Anyways. It's still a cool design. I do love the design. Although I am highly critical of it. It's cool. You know, I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get like decently far in Cats of the Cosmos today. I'm streaming for an hour and 10 minutes. I think I've beaten 10 stages. Basically has about 2 million HP against Darwin. Oh yeah, wait, Darwin's just power crept by the exact same stuff that power crept Bunaglios, isn't it? Oh, that I didn't even think about that. So Elemental Pixies. Hey, more Elemental Pixie value actually. And Misley has Sage Slayer, doesn't she? So good stuff. Also, ignore my lineup. I kind of fucked it. Not to mention I have an untalented Catasaurus that's trying to deal with 5 metal hippos whilst being warped and shit. I hate this stage. Ganglion is pretty good as well. Sure. No, I'm bad. Okay, Hurricat. Hello, help, my mouth is bleeding. I hope your mouth stops bleeding eventually. I'll make Ganglion work. I don't... I mean, if you made him work against Bunaglios, I don't exactly think it's going to be that hard of a task. If I invested in Volta, maybe he could be useful, but his talents are kind of ass. Didn't Volta get Curse Immune in his talents? So he'd actually be... Well, he doesn't have Sage Slayer, so he still wouldn't be able to... What is the... Okay, Why did they give a Sage boss Curse Immune? Because him being a Sage kind of already makes him Curse Immune to statuses. So why did they give him Curse Immune? It's like... That means that the value of having Sage Slayer on a statuser is literally useless. The only way to kill him or to beat him is via, because he also curses. So the only way to beat him is to have a Sage Slayer that is also curse immune. Something tells me that's not exactly an easy ask currently. God, I wish I got like something instead of Thundia. As soon as I spawn something, it gets warped. Okay, I guess I need to actually make a fucking lineup for this shit. Like, bro, what? I did not intend on making a genuine lineup for this stage, but now it's just annoying me. It's like it's actually just annoying the hell out of me. Yeah, Darwin's most special thing is probably his LD. So aka his multi-hit, which makes sense. Bahamut can kind of cheese Darwin for a bit by going into his blind spot that doesn't cover his negative range. Oh, that's right. That makes sense. That's what's special about his LD, is that it's 301 instead of 300. Interesting. Come on, Catasaurus. Good old 7% crit chance. Get in there fast. Yeah, that lasted a really long time, huh? %, by the way. Absolutely wild that I brought Hurricat and Catasaurus last attempt. Didn't get a single fucking crit, but as soon as I bring Shinobu. Oh, well now she's just getting permanently fucking warped. Because God forbid, you know? God forbid warp be, you know, a balanced status whenever it's guaranteed. A guaranteed warp is fucking wild whenever it can literally stun lock you. It's actually wild. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I like, like this is so stupid. Like, I can't kill the aliens because of the metals, and I can't kill the metals because of the aliens, and I just... What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do? No kind of source talents? It's still RNG. Talents aren't gonna change anything. It means that new multi-LD units are probably gonna have one more blind spot. Whatever. Hydrate. Last bit of water. I do think Darwin stage could prove a little tricky without Uber since Astromeda doesn't have the best Uber counters. Always bet on Ray to have women solve his problems. Clearly they're not even good enough at doing that. Okay, Callie, you're assuming that Catasaurus is actually landing any hits. You're forgetting about the crucial part that everything's just constantly getting knocked back and warped because of those fuck-ass moles. It's a pretty major part of this. Probably just gonna have to hope that Shinobu crits. Gotta do something. Because, like, I can't tell which one's in front, the aliens or the metals. So I don't even know if Catasaurus critting would be good. Unless I can get, like, one immediately. Hey, what do you know? So now I guess I can kind of rush it down a little bit. Maybe I should have spawned Tarun instead of Shinobu. But Tarun would also just get warped anyways. And none of my alien tanks would be good here. So maybe I should drop Tarun for Truck? Oh, thank God, Shinobu. Thank you, Shinobu. Hello, Goofy. Copper Wayland, definitely going to be the worst thing for you to deal with? Not really. It's only with metals that it's a problem. At least so far, that's from my experience. I'm perfectly capable of dealing with Corporal Wasteland. Or whatever, Wayland, not Wasteland, whatever the fuck their name is. It's the metals in the stage that were fucking me. Because I couldn't hit any of the aliens. Air Vantex would destroy the stage. Most elemental pixies would. I just got the two that literally have no value in terms of Cats of the Cosmos. Told ya? Well, to be fair, Shinobu's crit also immediately crit that Metal Hippo before. It's just all in getting lucky. But yes, you did. You sure told me. You sure told me. Another another thing what? Yeah, Ultra Forms and Cats of the Cosmos is wild. Cause I literally can't level things past 40 currently. Oh wait, I don't want this lineup. Canopus is when this alien treasure starts, right? So I gotta start working on another start alien treasure. The problem is that it's not only the start alien treasures that I need to be getting, because there is a normal alien treasure as well, amongst other traits. So like getting all the ones will still be valuable. Then somewhere down the line, I gotta get myself the cat mask. Or whatever. You know, I'm kind of glad Terran Talents aren't in the game yet. Because then I'm not tempted to give her wave immunity. And wave immunity would make her worse against Cat God. Specifically the third one. Because he has a wave that warps. And so decreasing her chances of getting warped by that wave would kill her. That is an interesting interaction to think about. Why do I remember the third Cat God, Loki, being like one of the easiest? Was there any like miscellaneous stuff added to 15.3? Like, were there any like grinding changes or anything? Honestly, I think that the first one is probably the hardest. No, because if you have Fishman, then you can just rush him down with the simple super rare. All the Cat Gods aren't that difficult. Well, I know none of them are. First one's probably the hardest. I'm really? I mean, yeah, because he's just not rushed down by Awakened Bahamut like the other two are. But like, it's not just about the Cat God, right? It's also about the aliens in the stage. The first one has the easiest aliens. And I'm pretty sure the third one has a Mesmo Cyclone, right? Pre-prepared? What do you mean? Added a feature to save 1 to 3 crown and 4 to line up. That's sick. I misread the hell out of that, but that's actually really cool. I actually love that. Pre-prepared for what, bruh? Like, I know what pre-prepared means. What are you asking it about? I think I've gotten to the point to where I am no longer filled with ideas of conversing. Cat God's weather when tackling that stage, you have the mask in order to beat it. Do you think you're making sense? Do you think you're making sense? That's, I know well aware you mean by the mask. Do you think you're making sense with that sentence? You heard me repeat that sentence. Do you understand what you're saying when I reread that sentence out loud? Because I don't know what the fuck, like, yes, I know about the mystery mask and to prepare for the Cat God stage. What are you saying? I'm well aware what mystery mask is. It's currently 1:42 a.m. I cannot coherently make sentences for crap. I don't judge you, but it's funny. I make fun of people, alright? Whether it's funny to the person I'm making fun of or not, I don't know, but this stage lasted a little bit long. It lasted just a tiny bit long. Should I have Balrog in my lineup? I'm running on spare batteries, don't mind me. You're a robot? I guess the AI really are taking over the world. Except I don't think AI would run on batteries. I think my battery's running low right now, though. Holy. Metaphorically, literally. Oh, I'm yawning. I'm definitely not getting Cats of Cosmos 3 done today. That's for damn sure. I thought maybe I'd, get at least a little far, maybe to the special only stages. No, that'll have to be saved for later. I do want the plat ticket for beating Cats of Cosmos, though. Similarly, I want to get the plat ticket for beating Aku Realms. And I'm also tempted to spend $8 on a plat ticket. I'm tempted, but I'm not going to. Suppose you had the mystery mask fully activated. The first cat god boss is the most difficult than the other two. Okay. I can see that. Like, I wasn't really disagreeing with that. I do think that Fishman makes that one really easy. But I don't feel like most of the time you'll have Fishman. Like, I don't know if most people would true form Fishman before that stage. And obviously it's not just about Fishman, since he doesn't work against the aliens themselves. I love Tarun. Her true form is so simple yet so good at the same time. All her true form does is give her strong against. And then her talents give her wave immune, barrier breaker, more stats, and more savage blow. Is it raining? Oh shit, it's storming. Chat, should I go outside? When it's late at night, my understanding of legible, coherent sentences are thrown out the window. That's fair. At least my math skills are intact. W. Man, if only my Tarun had wave immune for this stage, am I right? I'm probably just gonna try and use Bahamut here. If only I had Yami Noir or True Form, am I right? I was going to use Bahamut until the penguin appeared. This fuck-ass penguin. Unironically, I kind of want to add Nezuko to my lineup instead of Yami Noir. Please tell me why Yami has not been good at all. Not even remotely. What is bro hitting? Axolotl missed. Dubs. Best case scenario. Bahamut is so not dead, apparently. Get his ass. Oh shit. I failed to get his ass. Everything's dead. That wave killed Yami. I don't know what to tell y'all. Yami before true form is fuck. He is fuck. Somebody else can finish the phrase for me. But all I'm going to say is he is fuck. Darwin is going to be interesting because it's either going to span in two scenarios. What do you mean by span in two scenarios? Like, he's either going to be really good or really bad? Because I think he's kind of just going to be mid. You know, the Axolotl being knocked back and not being able to be pushed back behind the base actually makes them easier. It's somewhat of a challenge that the Battle Cat somewhat needs after the previous boss. Was Newton a joke though? Because like the only thing that can really be considered a quote unquote joke about him is the fact that Courier exists. Is that really enough to say that it's a joke? Because you still have to do at least a little bit of strategizing. Not all legend stages are difficult. Like honestly, I think that most of the UL legend bosses were relatively easy. None of them were really the hardest stages in the game or anything. None of the bosses were necessarily anything to speak of. Nala was easy as fuck. Doron wasn't even a boss, he just spawned constantly. Urzen Fenrir was meh. Dogumaru, even though there were three of them, none of them were the hardest part of the stage. It's exactly like it's a scenario B. It's exactly just like Mutant. Just call him Newton, bro. I'm not a furry. Furries. I mean, no offense. It's a joke, but I'm still gonna call him Newton. And it's mid and easily controlled by setting meat shields, not letting ground be. Well, the bitch is a tank, not a. Maybe Newton. Yes, Newton. If you're going to pay tribute to a historical figure, might as well call him by name to actually pay tribute to him. Mutant is a cat unit? Yeah, but I'm fairly certain is his first unit is his first name like his not his evolved form? I'm pretty sure Socrates had the same thing. They don't get catified until their evolved form. I'm talking about their first form. Because who the fuck refers to a unit as their evolved form? I couldn't give two craps on specifics. Fuck you. I love being specific. Darwin isn't the threat. He's a wall that uses the Borifim. Oh, there's a Borifim in there? Easy. Stanzo. And Ostromeda is to push. Who's Ostromeda? What's Ostromeda? You call it swimmer butterfly? Why is your memory like this? But yeah, no, I call them whatever. Alright? I was joking. I don't actually. It's hard to say mutant. Alright? Because I'd rather just say Newton. Because I'm not saying Newton. I guess I can say Mutin, but that's just weird. Because it sounds like I'm saying mutton wrong. Oh, Alien Ostrich. Oh! I can't wait to see him in an actually difficult stage. It's gonna be a while before I see that, though, since this is my only file. And I'm kind of just in Cats of the Cosmos. Oh, Shamana is a threat without Ubercell? What about Soap? Is Soap immune to Warp? Wait, does Ashtamada doesn't even warp. I just realized. Wait, so can you not just soap? Can you not just use soap? Or does Ashtamada warp? I don't know. Ashtamada does? Okay, I was right initially. Catalyte? I mean, by the time you're that late into the game, surely your Catalyte's a good level, right? So just research. Research Catalyte plus use Rock. And then for damage, shit, you really don't have a lot of options to damage aliens, huh? You have a lot of status against them, but you don't really have any damage. Oh yeah, there's also Kentaro, right? So, Jetpack Cat? I certainly would believe there are more thrilling stages than a literal backliner stage. What? You realize Luz is a backliner, right? Isn't it Kinjiro? I don't care. Yes. But I don't remember names that well. I'm bad with names. No, Goofy. The main reason why aliens are power crept is because there's so many anti-alien Ubers. I genuinely think there are more anti-alien Ubers than any other trait of Uber. Kintaro is an Ultra Soul. Oh, that's why I know that name. That's the fucking Rangers, right? The ones with Savage Blow. That target red with Ultra... Isn't it Ultra Talents? Or is it just normal talents? No, it's not Ultra Talents. But base talents get target red. Yeah. But yeah, like... The main reason why aliens are power crept is because there's so many Ubers that murder them. And yes, you do get a lot of anti-aliens throughout the game, but none of them actually have good ways of damaging aliens. Tarzan and Macho Legs. Yeah, wow, those are really gonna help you a lot in the end game, huh? Aliens are easily power crept, also because we have dedicated crystals and treasure activations to both regular and starred. You realize what you are watching currently is the effects of maximum anti-unstarred alien treasures. Except for, like, I think one. No, wait, no, because I don't even know if the ones in COTC have much of an effect. I am actively struggling with unstarred aliens, even though I have all their treasures. You want to know what Ponos can do to make up for how the treasures treated the aliens? Boosting them up a little bit more. You know? Like, all they have to do is boost the aliens more in order to make that power creep not so much power creep. Plus your units don't have plus levels? Yeah, but this is so early on in the game. What makes you think that they're not getting buffed constantly throughout the game? Like, I genuinely want you guys to prove me wrong here. What non-Uber can kill aliens well that isn't just Uberrun or Bahamut? Or like some sort of generalist special legend, whatever you want to call them. What anti-alien specialist can kill aliens well in the endgame that's not an Uber or a legend rare? Royal Guard, so no range, which don't even try to mention Wheel, which is Chill Cat. Don't even try to mention Chill. As soon as COTC 3 is done and over, you realize they still exist, though. And the new Sage is a very good example of the fact that they do still exist. You can't just ignore their existence. You do realize that, right? We don't have a good high-range anti-alien, isn't an Uber, at least as far as I know. What do you consider high-range? Because I would say that the new... I would say that the new ZL Legend would be a half-decent anti-alien, actually. But you can't exactly use the Legend against the Legend stage unless you've already beaten it. So, Little Leaguer sucks ass. And plus, it doesn't even do that much damage. You have to stack it. And it still does mediocre ass damage. So, like, I'm not even necessarily asking for range. I'm kind of just asking, like, mid-range. Doesn't even have to be long-ranged. Like, anything over, what? How much range does Ostromeda have? Is it, like, 3... Is it even 300? It's probably, like, 270, right? I'm not joking, the only non-Uber anti-aliens that outrange Ostromeda and have damage-increasing abilities are Macho Legs and Cat Tarzan. That is wild. 290? Yeah, like everybody says that aliens are power crept, and I do agree. Aliens are power crept, but not as much as reds, blacks, uh, zombies, metals. Those four traits are all very easily more power crept than aliens. And honestly, at this point, Relic and Aku are also power crept as well, more so than aliens. And that's mostly due to the fact that Relic and Aku have Uriel. They have the UL Legends. Well, I say Aku doesn't really have the UL Legends, but that's countering them, but there are a lot of anti-Akus that are available. Unfortunately, aliens just don't even have it. I don't see the stage being that difficult. I don't see it being that difficult for Uber users, but like for non-Uber users, you're gonna have to figure out something for Ostromata. Wouldn't say that Aku is more power crept than aliens. I'd say it's arguable. I don't think it's a clear winner between those two. I'd say it's arguable. You might have to go get Nova for non-Uber. We'll see. Other people can test it, I guess. I mean, I just haven't fought Ostromata much. So I genuinely don't know. The stage is nowhere near that level of difficulty. The Filibuster Revenge stage, Uberless is the toughest stage I've ever fought. I heard that you can kind of just rush down Filibuster Zombie Outbreak, but I've never even beaten the stage normally. Like, that's how behind I am in terms of this game. I haven't actually done that. These base hit Zolos? Oh. I don't know. I'm just saying what I feel like I remember somebody else saying. And like, I'm not saying that the Ostromata is that big of a deal, right? I'm just saying it's, if you haven't played the stage yet, which you haven't unless you played JP, if you haven't played the stage yet, you can't really say how hard it is yet. It's hard to judge a stage off of just seeing the units inside, or the enemies inside. I would like to be optimistic and think that Darwin stage is going to be somewhat of a fun challenge to figure out. Yeah, fun, but not easy, right? You're kind of acting like you're all high and mighty and saying that it's gonna be not that bad. Saying that it's nowhere near the difficulty of Filibuster Zombie Outbreak. You don't know. I'm going to look for Darwin clear without Ubers because the people I've seen doing the stage use things like Luna, Spectral, and Vigler. Yeah, that sounds about right. Last time Newton wasn't a challenge. Remember Socrates, though? Doing him Uberless was a problem. At first. Now it's less so. Hello, Pinecorn. And plus, Newton wasn't a challenge because he was power crept by Courier. And just all the other anti-reds you've gotten throughout the game. You know, a properly power crept trait. Newton cannot relate to that. Oh, fuck. Maybe I should bring Octo for this stage. It was mostly Bahamut. You say mostly Bahamut, but he still required other things. Bahamut alone could not have beaten Newton. Is that Terranus? Yes, Terran's great. What do you mean Terranus? Yes, absolutely. Perhaps the fact there's no preferable LD for aliens that aren't Ubers is a good thing and resolves the issue of the power creep with Ubers. What do you mean the power creep with Ubers? Ubers are made to power creep the game. It's not a problem, it's just a normal gacha game. That's why it's only mostly. I still feel like Bahamut's kind of hard to use there unless you get a good chain with them. And I'm not good at chaining, so I just use courier spam, which made it much easier. It's not even LD against alien. Like, LD against aliens isn't the problem. It's the fact